The hotel industry is reviving. We come to you from the Radisson Blue Resort Temple Bay at Mamallapuram. In fact, the industry says there's a good surge in bookings over the last few weeks. And with me, Mr. Shabin Sarvottam, the General Manager. Thank you very much, Shabin, for your time.
Thank you so
How
much.
does it look like over the last few weeks?
It's been an encouraging time, I would say. We hope to, reach the pre-COVID times. It's been a new trend. Earlier it used to be a weekend of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the weekends have now expanded.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's now starts from a Thursday and goes up even to a Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's a couple with kids, the husband is on his work schedule, so he's on his system, and the children are on their system. So I see the wives are more happy because they don't need to clean the room, and they just leave the kids alone, and they keep their hubbies alone, and they're on with their work. So we've seen that the utilization of the business center is increased. Our bandwidth, which is almost about 50 Mbps speed, what we provide for each and every guest, they are very happy with that. So it's a part of work that is staycation, I would say, as well as the other way around, where it's entertainment plus taking care of their studies, which the kids are doing. So overall, it's been a good phase for us in terms of the booking part of it.
Tell me about the occupancy you have now.
We've not yet reached the pre-COVID count, but on weekends, of course, it goes up to about 90 to 100%, and on a weekday, it flutters between 60 to 75% of occupancy. Usually, we used to do an average of for the whole month of almost about 75 plus percentage. But it's a good run what we've seen over these 3 months, starting from June when we opened up the lockdown.
And in terms of your prices, have you reverted back to your pre-COVID tariff?
We've not yet gone back to our pre-COVID thing, but we're keeping it to a easy pace for the guests who have liked it. As I said, things have changed drastically now with the pool not being open. Our private pool villas get sold out the first. Earlier it used to be the budget category which used to get sold out the first, but today it's the private pool villas which get sold out the highest. So we are able to get our good ARR from that part of the segment of rooms. That's what I would say.
And the surge is largely from the family leisure travel, is it?
Absolutely right, Sam. It's people have been like sort of sat at home for these entire lockdown period, seeing each other's face. You're not able to go out of the four walls and all that. And for them, this is an absolute relief. Doing your work plus doing your studies, and spending your time at the beach, going cycling. We've got people walking across to the Mamallapuram, shore temple. Even though at certain times it's closed, they still go for a walk, spend time. Some of the local restaurants are now the hard, ones. We lose out on that, but it's a gain and loss for everybody at all times. So it's a good sign, I would say.
Many star hotels also in Chennai and a few at Mamallapuram. What's the scene with regard to corporates in terms of business travel?
Corporates is showing good signs starting from this month. So I would be honest in telling that today we have a corporate booking happening. In fact, not one, we have two. So one is about a credit company which is here with about 50 people. The other one is again another 50 people. It's a huge conglomerate which is happening over here with about 50 to 52. They are about 2 people extra in their thing because of the organizing team and all that. But good signs, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it grows. And we've got some good number of inquiries coming in from our corporate segment.
Give a sense of the kind of precautions your team has put in place, both in terms of vaccination and other COVID safety measures.
Absolutely right, Sam, because in terms of our employees, we've got 100% of them completely vaccinated, except for 5% for the second dose alone. First dose is all completed and all fit. Even though we keep a check of them on a daily basis, we have a temperature check at our time office. So if there is even one person who tells us that I'm not feeling well, I've got a cough and all that, we have a small quarantine center which is not in the premises but outside the premises. So we take care of that. In fact, India Tourism is doing a small video with our property showing that what are the features what we use in terms of sanitization, in terms of the room cleaning, in terms of the welcome, in terms of the restaurant entrance, every time. In fact, we've got a restaurant capacity which can take almost about 300 people, but to be more safe, on a weekends when we have a occupancy of almost about 90%, we organize 2 breakfasts. We are organized in the restaurant itself, and we keep one in the banquets. So we are ensuring that there's not too many people at one place at any given time. So that's the protocols what we ensure from our side.
Right. Still 50% occupancy, is it, in terms of your guests?
No, we've got 100% occupancy, as I said, on a weekend. And since we have laid out extensively in 44 acres, we're able to do that justifiably without any issue at all. And most of the time, as I said, they're all working in the room, they're all studying in the room. And it's only during the evenings when they come out and go to the beach. But we ensure in all areas everything is taken care of in terms of the social distancing and every aspect.
The industry also witnessed large-scale job losses, salary cuts. How was it in your case?
We didn't ask anybody to leave the place, but we asked them that you can go back home, take a leave and come back. And we are now back to our full strength. So we had that many number of people during pre-COVID. Now we have the same numbers back, and all of our accommodations are full with all our staff.
Were you able to pay them during those crisis times?
We didn't reduce any salaries and all that. Only welfares were cut off. Only welfare measures were cut off. But even welfares, we didn't reduce anything on the medical. We didn't reduce anything on the telephones, because these are 2 factors which we need to keep on paying them so that they are in constant touch, with their family, with us, and of course the medical, of course, no compromise on that.
Thank you so much, Shabin, for your time. That was Shabin Sarvottam, the General Manager of Radisson Blue Resort, Temple Bay at Mamallapuram, giving a sense of how the industry, the travel and tourism industry, is reviving with a surge in their bookings. With Suresh at Mamallapuram, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.